Larry Carrillo takes a look.
The life of a qualifier is a lonely one. In the days before the main tournament begins, qualifying takes place on the outer courts. The electronic scoreboards aren't working yet for these matches, and in this setting, players put up quite a struggle to earn a place in the main draw.
The qualifying is pretty tough. Everyone's out there fighting hard, and there are a lot of good players. Everybody's usually pretty good at everything. They can do everything well, so it's just a matter of playing every point and hustling and trying to eke out every single match. It's hard to put 3 matches together, and I've been having trouble doing that in the past few tournaments.
But here in Key Biscayne, qualifying week was a success for Spadia, who was from nearby Boca Raton. Spadia, ranked 298 in the world, was a sensation as a junior. But since turning pro, he has toiled mostly on the satellite circuit. Last week, it was a comfort to play in front of family and friends.
It's just a big tournament, and it's right here in my home, and all my family and friends came to watch. And I'm used to going off to Australia and Hawaii and the Orient and all these places, and there aren't too many supporters of you, maybe a coach or just a couple of guys you know. But it's real good to see your family and friends, you know, right next to the court and supporting you. So it was just real good for me. I'm real happy.
It's been a family, something that we could all do together, and kept us all together. We really had a good time. It really always was something that we always cherish, you know.
The senior Spadia was always convinced that his son could be a top player. And last year, as a wild card, Vincent defeated Andres Gomez here at the Lipton. But to get into this year's main draw, he had to dig deep through 3 tough matches. Spadia has been called a player to watch for so long, so it was especially lovely for Vince's mom to watch him play this kind of tennis.
I'm pretty excited. This is a big deal for me right now. I'm playing pretty well, and you know, I'm glad that I could execute and concentrate my matches and perform real well. Oh man, I'm in finally. Qualifying. It's tough, man. I'm playing well though, so that was cool. I guess I should go to Disney World now, huh?
That was cool, talking about Disney World. That is great. Vince Spadia is from Florida. It
is a beautiful stadium. This Lipton tournament has joined the big leagues of sports here in South Florida. This is host side of the Lipton Championships, and in today's live final, Steffi Graf of Germany takes on Natalia Zvereva of Belarus. All tournament long, the weather has been just about perfect. Nothing's changed. The wind, it can be a problem down here in South Florida, but not today. Steffi Graf is the top player in the world, and she has not been threatened in so long. She just doesn't seem to know how to lose. This is a live shot of Graf making her way to this beautiful new stadium court, followed by Natalia Zvereva of Belarus. She's from Minsk, and she has got a tough assignment on her hands today. Very warm greetings to everybody. I'm Cliff Drysdale. Well, the stabbing of Monica Seles last spring really thrust a dagger into the heart of women's tennis. With Monica Seles out, Jennifer Capriati taking a break to finish high school, Gabriela Sabatini, she hasn't won since the Italian in 1992. Graf has dominated. Only Sanchez Vicario is a threat, and she lost to Brenda Schultz here. And then, as you can see, Natalia Zvereva beat Schultz. Take a look at Lindsay Davenport, though. She beat Sabatini. She has played very well here. She's a young 17-year-old American, and you're going to be seeing a lot of her. Now, let me introduce you to Betsy Nagelson. Let's talk more, Betsy, about somebody who has just totally dominated the sport of women's tennis, Steffi Graf.
Well, I think that's very fair to say, Cliff. I mean, she hasn't lost a match since the Slims of Philadelphia last November. She's won 27 consecutive matches without the loss of a set, breaking a record that Monica Seles had about 4 years ago, where she was stopped at the front French Open. But I think the thing is, we all know Steffi Graf has a huge serve, and nobody very often has been able to break that serve. Lindsay Davenport did in the semifinals and actually held 2 set points, could not capitalize. But the biggest problems that her opponents have is actually holding their own serve. I mean, like Monica Seles, her return game is so good that 2 out of 3 times that her opponents served, they lose their serve. And that today will be Natalia Zvereva's, biggest challenge to really try to be a threat.
Yes, Zvereva has got a tough time. Almost anybody does taking on Steffi Graf these days, doesn't she, Betsy? Pam Shriver, warm welcome to you. What about this young lady from Belarus? I have watched her all week, and she's terrific to watch because she's got tremendous variety, but as we've said, it's going to be a tough assignment for her today.
Well, it will, Cliff, be a tough assignment, but the variety will be a big help. But also, she's one half of the best doubles team in the world. She likes to come to net. She's going to need to do that today, make Graf hit a lot of passing shots, particularly attack the backhand side. The variety of Natasha Zvereva includes the big topspin forehand, as we see there, and she's got 2 kinds of backhands. This is the two-hander, which she can hit with topspin or flat. Another one coming up, and then coming next is going to be the slice backhand. That's going to be good for the variety, but she's going to need to keep it deep and away from Graf's forehand. Zvereva's going to have a positive attitude, hope that Graf's a little below par, and she's one of the game's great characters, Cliff.
Well, you're also one of the great characters of the game, Pam, and you've won actually a major Grand Slam, the US Open with Zvereva, so I'm going to be interested to hear what you say about her as she tries to win this match against Steffi Graf, and nobody has yet won a set from Graf this year. It's the Lipton Championships, and it's live from Key Biscayne.
Only Lipton iced tea is brisk. So crisp, so clean, so thirst quenching. That's Lipton iced tea. That's the brisk tea. Lipton tea, the brisk brings out the
Rado, scratch-proof Swiss watches of lasting value. A joy to look at, a joy to wear. Rado, Switzerland, a different world.
I know Sally's secret for great meatloaf. Lipton Recipe Secret's new Italian herb with tomato. A tangy blend of herbs and tomato. Did you tell anyone? Just a friend or 2.
Lipton Recipe Secret Soup Mix, the secret worth passing around.
1, it's my job to set the tone for this company. 2, to me that means being direct, being truthful. We call that straight talk. 3, straight talk means being on the phone when there's news, good or bad. 4, I'm straight with people, and I expect the same, from our brokers to my kids. 5, time is money. Thank you for your time.
That tea looks mighty tasty. I think I'll take a sip. Did he say a sip?
Hit my hand.
Lipton Original is real brewed. For the original taste, you just have to guzzle, gulp, or chug.
What have you learned, my son?
It is not wise to sip.
Certainly. Lipton Original. This ain't no sippin' tea.
Something missing from dinner? This'll help. Lipton Golden Sauté Rice. Buttery rice, golden vermicelli, zesty herbs and seasonings. A sautéed taste that's absolutely delicious. Golden Sauté Rice. You gotta try it.
The Lipton Tennis Championships, brought to you by Lipton Tea. The brisk brings out the Rado Swiss watches, a joy to look at, a joy to wear. Naturally brewed Lipton Original Iced Tea. This ain't no sippin' tea. And by Lipton Recipe Secrets, the secret worth passing around.
Welcome to tropical Key Biscayne, Florida, and the Tennis Center at Crandon Park, home of the Lipton Championships. I'm Butch Buckholz, tournament chairman, and behind me is our new stadium, already hailed by players and fans alike as one of the finest tennis facilities in the world. As a championship for both men and women, the Lipton has a special place in the tennis world. Now we have this outstanding public facility to showcase our community and the greatest names in the sport. We hope you can see it for yourself one day, but for now, enjoy today's action on ABC.
The stadium here is dedicated to tennis only. They can have as many as 3 events here. Someday this could be a great spot for a Davis Cup final or even a Davis Cup match. Anyway, today, live coverage of the women's singles final, best of 3 sets. Natalia Zvereva of Minsk, Belarus. And she is taking on Steffi Graf, who is the top player in the world. And Steffi Graf was born in Germany. She still lives in Germany, although she has places both here in Florida and in New York. But she is a woman of the world, 24 years old. And as we have been saying, she is at this stage unbeatable. Current ranking #1.
She at one point held that ranking right there, #1, for 186 weeks, which is longer than any man or woman has ever been able to accomplish that feat.
And the last time Steffi lost a match was in early November against Conchita Martinez, the Virginia Slims of Philadelphia, which came just 5 weeks after she had foot surgery, which really hampered her through most of last year. And one of the reasons why she's dominated this year is she's been 100% healthy. She's very motivated, very happy person. She's extremely fit. She's always been fit, but she's taken that to another level.
This young lady really enjoys playing. Sorry, Pam, tennis, doesn't she? As I said, it's been so much fun to watch her enjoy. Now, we have seen matches when this 22-year-old from Minsk in Belarus has not really had a lot of fun on the court, but this week she's talking about the fact that she really likes to play.
You can see right now she holds the highest rank she's had in the last 5 years. At one point, 1988, when she did get to the finals of the French Open and was absolutely trounced by her opponent today in 32 minutes, she did achieve a ranking as high as 5 in the world. And she has won only 2 tournament titles in this past period, but she has won a 3rd tournament earlier this year in Chicago. So she is proving that her singles game is starting to come around again, and it's just really wonderful to see because she's just so wildly talented and can do so much on the tennis court.
First point. Bichanda Rubin, young American player in the final of the Virginia Slims in Chicago.
That's always a real barometer of Steffi Graf's play, that forehand, and whether or not she makes a lot of errors is going to be something that Zvereva will be hoping for.
As everybody does when they play Steffi, but she builds her game around that. Pam, everybody in tennis, women's tennis, gets remembered for something, and the Steffi Graf forehand is probably the most feared shot ever in tennis. I feel like.
To be a champion, you need something that intimidates.
15-all, first game.
Well, Steffi Graf has really only had one tough set in this tournament. That was the last set she played against Lindsay Davenport. Davenport had the 2 set points, as Betsy mentioned in the opening. Other than that, it was clear sailing. She beat Kamiko Date, who's top 10 player from Japan, the first one ever, 6-1, 6-1 in the quarterfinals.
Close to losing a set to Lindsay Davenport, who is part of the USTA Player Development Program, that headquarters here in this stadium. They just moved in. Graf holds on, 1 game to love. Steffi Graf, no surprise, best of 3 sets. Zvereva to serve after this.
That tea looks mighty tasty. Think I'll take a sip. Did he say sip?
Hit my hand.
Lipton Original is real brewed. For the original taste, you just have to guzzle, gulp, or chug.
What have you learned, my son?
It is not wise to sip.
Certainly. Lipton Original. This ain't no sippin' tea.
The best tennis players in the world play on the ATP Tour. And like all great competitors, they disagree on just about everything. Which tournaments to play, surfaces, line calls, playing styles, even which language to argue in. But there is one thing they do agree on. The ball. The Penn ATP Tour ball. Bringing harmony to professional tennis.
Rev it up. Corvette backed by Eureka. Raw power for home or auto. 10 tools included for big jobs, tight spots, extra long cord. Corvette backed by Eureka. 2 more powerful values from Eureka. Bravo Boss with 8 amps of power. World Vac Mega Boss with 10 big amps, both with onboard attachments to zap dirt above or on the floor. Bravo Boss, Mega Boss. Lightning strikes twice by Eureka.
Start spreading the news. The Kingpins invade the Big Apple. Bowling's best roll into New York for the Long Island Open. Next on ABC's Pro Bowlers Tour.
Second game, Zvereva serving, 15-love.
Zvereva, of course, had a little tougher time, but she got to the final stage here without dropping a set. In the quarterfinals, she upset the number 4 seed, Jana Novotná, in 2 tie breaks. And then, of course, it was Brenda Schultz who upset the 2-time defending champion, Arantxa Sanchez Vicario. And she handled her good friend, Brenda Schultz, very comfortably.
Well, that's 2 times now in this game that Natasha Zvereva has come to the net in the first point, and then on that last point, she's up 40-love. It's always such a help to get that first service game under your belt against a #1 player.
And she's doing it positively. I mean, she's coming in, she's willing to take some risks, and she said she needs desperate measures. Her record against Graf is not good, and she really needs to be positive and aggressive.
40-15, Pam, after Zvereva won the US Open doubles with you, she said that was one of her most important victories. She's only got better since then, hasn't she? She's won, what, 7 now doubles titles.
She's actually won more Grand Slam titles in the last 2 years than Steffi Graf. And believe me, doubles counts.
So Zvereva holds on, and it's 1 game all in the first set. She has also won mixed doubles. That was the Australian Open with Jimmy Pugh.
Actually, Zvereva and Gigi Fernandez, Pam, are actually starting to just pose a career that is getting not even close to what you and Martina enjoyed, but they're the closest that have come to you. You guys won 109 consecutive titles at one point. And
well, matches. I wish it was titles.
Matches. Titles would have been good.
That would have been excellent.
Zvereva has never won a match against Steffi Graf, and they have played a whole number of times, as you can see. Only 2 sets. French Championships in '88 was a disaster for Zvereva. But things are already looking better today. 15-all.
Those 2 sets that Zvereva was able to win were on clay, where this powerful shot right here, this huge forehand, you know, gets a little neutralized on the slower clay. On a faster court, it's just much deadlier.
15-30.
And that's the serve Steffi Graf likes to hit most, and she does it better than most any woman righty. Is she goes out wide to the ad court very well, and that's going to be tough for Natasha with her two-hander.
Game point Graf. Zvereva is from Belarus, country of a population of just about 10 million people. Became independent in '91. Of course, it was part of the old Soviet Union.
That's too good. When you do come in, decide you're going to come in against Graf, you really have to come in on something very, very good and really mean it, because this is what she's so good at. She's so quick with her feet that she can get around. That ball was pretty close to the sideline, and she was still able to hit a winning forehand.
Sailed that one just long. She is not playing badly so far. 2 games to 1. Graf of Germany leads.
I'll tell you a secret. My winning chicken's made with Lipton Recipe Secrets new golden herb with lemon. A perfect blend of herbs and lemon. So yummy. Only the ribbons left.
Lipton Recipe Secret Soup Mix, the secret worth passing around.
Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you'd better start swimming, or you'll sink like a stone. 'Cause the times, they are a-changing. Oh, the times, they are a-changing.
Something missing from dinner? This'll help. New Lipton Golden Sauté Pasta. Delicate pasta, zesty herbs and seasonings, a yummy sauté taste you'll love. New Golden Sauté Pasta. You gotta try it.
Graf hits the first forehand long of that point, and it's 15 love. Zvereva, 2 games to 1 Graf.
And that's 5 times now Zvereva's come to net. Only lost 1 of those points.
Good play again, just really sticking with her aggressive plan, and it's great to see. This was her plan the last time they played the Virginia Slims Championships in New York, and of course it's on an indoor court. It's much faster, and it did not work very well for her, and that's because Steffi Graf was just so on that day.
The guys in the locker room kid Heinz Gundhardt about Steffi Graf, and he said to me yesterday, the only thing that I have to worry about with Steffi Graf is that she should not get bored out there, because she has not lost a set in so long.
She's not the type to get bored, is she? She's so self-motivated and disciplined and such a perfectionist that she just keeps wanting to improve her game.
Peter Graf also enjoys coming down here to the South Florida sun. That is Steffi's father. just behind Heinz Gundhardt.
Well, the backhand pass is not working so far. That's 3 or 4 she's missed. And but earlier in the game, Steffi Graf took a 30-love point second serve and came in behind the second serve. And that's something that she wouldn't do a couple of years ago when she was losing to Sabatini all those times. So she's starting to show a little more variety in her game, which probably is a reason why she keeps a little motivated.
Game point.
Oh, yes, that's a good court coverage, and then well played by Zvereva, and we are even 2 games all in the first set.
And what a big game for Natalia to win, too, because it's not easy to hold a couple times in a row against Graf. And this was she handcuffed Graf. She didn't really know which way to go because she can hold this ball, and she can go either way as well. You just get a little glimpse of some of the fun she has out there.
Love 15, in fact, both of you were saying that you hope that we see some of the fun side of her because she is a fun person. She enjoys playing, and she's, one of the fun lovers of the women's tour, isn't she?
Certainly is. She and Gigi certainly have a lot of character in doubles on the court.
Missed it.
Well, she's pressing, and she is forcing Graf, into making some errors because she's consistently keeping some pressure on.
Graf has taken care of Lindsay Davenport a couple of times this year, but you're going to be seeing a lot of this young lady, player development program protege. She did well at the Australian quarterfinals against Graf, and here semi-finalist against Graf. Good year.
And what a great job, too, she did in the semifinals. She was absolutely blown away in that first set, 6-love, and hung in there and actually broke Steffi, had 2 set points, and was just not able to convert them.
Well, Zvereva had an opening here. It was love 30, and she had 2 second serves and made 1 return, but it was pretty much a shot that Graf could take a hold of with a forehand. Missed that last one. Those are the opportunities you need to capitalize if you're going to threaten Graf.
Missed that one, so here is a break point for Zvereva.
Again, she's, it's in Graf's mind that Zvereva can move well enough to track down all these balls, and it's putting some pressure on Graf to have to come up with something a little too good, maybe a little too soon.
The sun is in Graf's eyes, too. Serving from that side at this time of the day, just short of 1:30 in the afternoon on the East Coast.
There's the breaker serve, and would you believe it, it goes to Natalia Zvereva of Belarus. We'll be back with more from the Lipton Championships after this word from our local stations.
Sometimes real life can be real funny.
Did you at least get a good look at the guy?
He was bending over her to take her purse. He had this horrible scorpion tattooed on his butt.
Would you mind asking them all to turn around and pull their pants down and bend over?
Ellen DeGeneres in a revealing new comedy.
Yes!
These Friends of Mine, coming later this month on ABC.
Hi, Luke Smith here at Carolina Wholesale Furniture with a little furniture shopper's news. In all my years of being in furniture business, I've never seen any of my competitors advertise that they had the highest prices with the worst furniture and the sorriest service. Most of them seem to claim that they have the best prices, the best product, and the best service. And I know somebody's stretching the truth a whole lot. So why don't you be the judge at Carolina Wholesale Furniture and find out why we're Pennsylvania's largest store with Pennsylvania's smallest prices.
At Rent America, we want to be your rental purchase source. Right now, choose from our large selection of living room suites like this Benchcraft motion sofa that works like a recliner for only $19.95 a week. Rent the complete room package and receive additional savings. Also, enjoy our newest item, this Betty Crocker bread maker that cooks freshly baked bread in just a couple of hours. So come to Rent America, where you'll always get quality and selection, easy terms, and same-day delivery. Brand names, low prices, that's Rent America.
Why not make your Monday night special by joining us at the Almonte Inn for our Seafood Spectacular? Our most popular seafood items will be served: appetizers like spiced steamed shrimp, mushroom stuffed with crab, or our crab rangoons. Seafood entrees include our famous fish fry or broiled fish, or maybe steamed crab legs, haddock parmesan, or our great fettuccine fruit of the sea. For a special treat, try our whole live Maine lobster. All items are specially low priced for the Monday Seafood Spectacular at the Almonte Inn in beautiful downtown Fisherville.
WENY-TV, Elmira Corning, Ithaca.
Graf. Score alone at this stage is a surprise. Zvereva off to a very good start, 30 love.
And that's Graf's 7th forehand error, unforced error, and that is always, as we said at the top, a barometer for Graf's game. And right now, that's a disaster for her.
Yeah, and a lot of times in really critical, big occasions, that's the side that has gone astray. I mean, it's deserted her. Last year here in the final, 49 unforced errors, some huge number of forehand errors against Sanchez Vicario. Graf's only been broken 4 times now this whole week. She was broken 3 times coming into this final.
She likes to have pace on her forehand, and the second serve of Zvereva gets up and it's got quite a lot of spin. She's not as happy with that.
Exactly what you were saying. I mean, if you can keep that ball out of her striking zone.
Game points Zvereva. Zvereva was a terrific junior player. She won a couple of doubles titles, the French and Wimbledon junior doubles, in 1987 with Andrei Medvedev's sister. 40-30.
And these are the danger games, because she was up 40 love and now it's 40-30, and you always get a little nervous when you've lost a couple of game points. You've had a big lead. As we look here at the replay, and Graf is just able to nail that forehand. This is a huge point now. She doesn't want to get it back to deuce after having 3 game points for a 4-2 lead.
As you say, Pam, she would really like to hold on to the service game. Then she, to hold 3 times in a row, that would defy the law of averages of the people that Steffi Graf plays.
Well, she really hasn't done anything from 40 love up. I mean, Graf's totally dictated the last 3 points, so she's got to come up with a big play here.
Deuce.
It's 3 in this game alone of that second serve that she's missed.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 74-mile-an-hour serve, and so there's not a lot of pace on it. And as you say, it gets up there, and it's an uncomfortable shot for Graf. 10 unforced errors for Steffi Graf, and 8 have been on the forehand side. Actually, 9 have been off the forehand side. She's only made 1 backhand error. Like that, too.
Just that one, so Zvereva holds on, and she has a 4-game-to-2 lead. She had a pretty good year last year in the Grand Slams, got to the quarterfinals at Wimbledon and at the US Open. We've talked about '88 when she got to the final of the French Championships and lost badly to Graf, but she had a great match with Navratilova in that tournament.
Yes, she also beat Martina in a tournament in Filderstadt and got to the finals and lost to Mary Pierce. But you know, she likes to play the serve and volleyers because she has all these off-pace shots and good angles, and it's actually a nightmare for a serve and volleyer to play against Zvereva.
You and I have both found that out.
Yeah. I found it out not too long ago.
Pam still ranked number 50 in singles and in the top 10 in the world in doubles.
That's what I said. Doubles counts.
Got it.
That's the one Steffi likes to hit. When she steps around into the backhand corner, she likes to go off with the forehand. And in order to really, you got to try and pick that sometimes. You can't stand in the middle of the court because Graf's too good. You've got to pick a side.
That inside-out forehand is the same one that gave Andre Agassi so much trouble with his wrist, and he had wrist surgery in December. He's back. He will take on Pete Sampras in our final match tomorrow here in the men's singles, and that'll be a good one. 40 love, Graf.
That's something that Graf likes and needs. I mean, she gets an awful lot of cheap points from her serve.
That's a great shot. Good reflex action from both players.
And that's where you see her doubles come in. I mean, she gets those kind of points all the time in doubles, and she does it so well. She keeps it down low. Look at Graf. She's a great approach here, but look at the two-hander being whipped right down very low. Obviously, it's the neck cord makes it awkward. And the lobs. Zvereva's got a wonderful lob.
Really, does anybody have better hands than Zvereva in the game?
Not many, if any.
Yeah.
You're right.
So Graf holds on, but she is a breaker serve down. Zvereva ahead 4-3. She's going to serve. This is live coverage of the women's singles final at the Lipton.
I'll tell you a secret. My winning chicken's made with Lipton Recipe Secret's new golden herb with lemon. A perfect blend of herbs and lemon. So yummy. Only the ribbons left.
Lipton Recipe Secret Soup Mix. The secret worth passing around.
That tea looks mighty tasty. I think I'll take a sip. Did he say sip?
Get my hand.
Lipton Original is real brewed. For the original taste, you just have to guzzle, gulp, or chug.
What have you learned, my son?
It is not wise to sip.
Certainly. Lipton Original. This ain't no sippin' tea.
When I was 6 years old here, I remember at this age I would sit in front of my TV set and I would sit Indian style and I would watch every single point that was televised that I was home for. Then as soon as the match was over with, I'd run out into the backyard and I used to pretend I was whoever I was watching. I would sit there and I would say, this is match point, and if I win this point, I win Wimbledon. I must have won Wimbledon about 1,000,000 times before I was the age of 10.
Something missing from dinner? This'll help. New Lipton Golden Sauté Pasta. Delicate pasta, zesty herbs and seasonings, a yummy sauté taste you'll love. New Golden Sauté Pasta. You gotta try it.
Get ready for the thunder down under. A new season ignites when Indy cars take to the streets. It's the Valvoline Australian Grand Prix Sunday on ABC.
Zvereva's serving. 15 love Zvereva, and she leads in this match 4-3 first set. It's a best-of-3 set women's singles final. Today's overhead shots courtesy of this good-looking machine. It's the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes, Pompano Beach, Florida. Controls today, Jim Maloney. Oh, it's a beautiful day to be up there too. 15-all. Missed it.
One thing that Zvereva's done very well so far in this match is she's made sure she's won the first point on all 4 of her service games, including this game. It's just such a nice thing to be up 15 love every service game.
And she did what you thought was a good idea too, Pam. She served the first point. She served an ace out wide, just to let Steffi know she's not afraid to go out to that forehand. It's really important because, you know, Steffi likes to cheat over a little bit so she can hit the forehands. And it's good to go out wide.
Oh, called long, and it's 15 all. No, excuse me, it is 30 all.
It was really the first backhand pass that she hauled off on and hit very effectively.
She's coming over the backhand side more now than she has in the last couple of years. Remember when she won the Grand Slam? I thought she was hitting a lot more topspin off the backhand. Then she kind of lost it a little bit. Now she's getting it back.
Yeah, it's certainly something she's worked an awful lot on and just hasn't felt that comfortable using it in matches. But it's paying, you know, all that work is paying off for her now.
30 all. Wondering about a call there, but she didn't get one.
And there was that loopy one. Zvereva did a great job because Steffi really penetrated Zvereva's backhand, but she was able to loop it high into the corner.
This match so far reminds me a lot of the way Sabatini could play Graf. I mean, Sabatini has good defensive skills. So does Zvereva. She can stay in this match with her from the ground.
Main point. Missed that, so it's deuce.
And then she can attack and do it really well.
As Steffi goes to towel off, it is the hottest, most humid day so far of these championships, and there was a point for 5-3 Zvereva. So you don't want to make easy errors as she did with that backhand on the big points.
Deuce. Missed it. Question for you two: why is Steffi Graf not attacking the second serve more vehemently? Because she's looking at a 60, you know, under 70-mile-an-hour second serve every time, and she's just not making Zvereva pay the price today.
Well, it's not in her instincts. We saw her do it once earlier in the match, but that's been it. But that one time she did it, she won the point.
Yeah, she really needs to step up and catch it, you know, a little bit lower, so it's in her power zone.
To 3 first set.
Well, she's held serve 4 straight times now, and that is just, you know, as we said, that is the key in this match. So few people can hold their serve against Graf because her return game is so big. And she's, you know, she's just so aggressive. The first strike of every ball against Graf is a dominating stroke. It dictates the play.
Zvereva's worked her way in a position to win this first set. She has won 2 sets before from Steffi Graf, both in tiebreaks. As we look at the replay, Graf, there it is, hitting that forehand that she loves, stepping around into the backhand corner, opens it up for the backhand here.
Got it.
Say that Zvereva is showing much nerve. She is just swinging away. You know, you kind of got the feeling how comfortable and how at ease she was feeling and how good within herself, and it's just proof out here. She's playing so loosely. That's hard to do in this situation.
Remember how many big matches she's played in the last 2 years, center court, huge occasions, and doubles, and that helps.
Does help, yeah.
Sails wide, 30-15.
You know, it's just so nice to see, too, because women's tennis could certainly use a new face. And this player right here in your screen is so capable of moving up into that part of women's tennis, and that upper echelon.
Game point. A lot of unforced errors of the forehand from Graf, especially. That one, there's nothing wrong with that one, and she holds on. Graf is trailing 5-4.
Only Lipton iced tea is brisk. So crisp, so clean, so thirst quenching. That's Lipton iced tea. That's the brisk tea in 5 delicious fruit flavors. Lipton tea. The brisk brings out the
That tea looks mighty tasty. I think I'll take a sip. Did he say sip?
Hit my hand.
Lipton Original is real brewed. For the original taste, you just have to guzzle, gulp, or chug.
What have you learned, my son?
It is not wise to sip.
Certainly. Lipton Original. This ain't no sippin' tea.
Rado. Scratch-proof Swiss watches of lasting value. A joy to look at. A joy to wear. Rado, Switzerland. A different world.
Zvereva serving for the set, leading 5-4. Championship match in the women's singles of the Lipton.
That's the first time she's lost the first point on serve, and you know she's trying to do something right now that nobody's been able to do this week here at Lipton, and that's hold serve 5 times in a row. Lindsay Davenport was the first to be able to hold 4 times.
And of course Steffi Graf has won 54 straight sets.
Forehand error again. That's 12 now for this match. And as you two have said, as goes her forehand, so goes her game. She hasn't faced a break point yet. $15-all.
And Zvereva is serving up the tough end. The sun is very much in her eyes right now.
I think that's a sign of nerves. I mean, she's feeling some pressure. She doesn't think about streaks, but here she is very close to losing her first set.
Except the forehand's been off the entire set, and I would have thought at some point in the set she would have settled down and hit it better. But I think it's confidence. When she knows it's off, she has trouble getting it back. It's the third player in this streak that'll have set points. Sanchez Vicario 2 weeks ago in the Virginia Slims of Florida had 2 set points at 5-4 in the second set of their final, and then Lindsay Davenport the other day.
And 2 more right here.
Either one of them converted. 40-15.
Saves 1.
Well, one of the reasons why people have trouble converting is Steffi does have this tendency to pick up the pace. They don't make big errors on the big points.
I mean, she can lift the level of her game. I mean, she can pick it up a notch. Thought that was in. Now, obviously, Natalia did, and She went for it. I mean, this is not a tentative shot here. Let's see if we can just see how close it lands. Oh.
You can't overrule it, that's for sure. Yeah. Once the linesman makes that call, it's too close to overrule. But in order to have a streak of 54 straight, you need to have a bit of luck.
Yep. Deuce. Oh, good comeback after a couple of, especially that call that she thought might have gone her way, comes right into the net, puts the volley away, and she has another set point. A collective sigh from this crowd.
And the only one, the only double fault today. You know, the sun does have some play in that double fault, but there might be a little nerves in that double fault as well.
Her fourth set point.
And the 8th one in this streak. And the crowd.
Well, they'd love to see someone, you know, really pose a threat, really, you know, push Graf.
Well, that time she decided to hit her second serve first. That was only a 72-mile-an-hour first serve, which was smart after the double fault on the last set point, but it was right at the forehand, and she wasn't really set up for the next shot.
Steers that one long, and there is a set point number 5.
And Natasha's doing something smart here. She's taking her time.
Just what I was thinking. Trying to collect herself. Find the solution to winning the big point.
And she needs to step up to this line right now and have a definite serve in mind. Do not waver.
She was going to serve and volley, which was, I think, a very positive move.
Natalia Zvereva has won a set of Steffi Graf, so the streak is over.
And there's a standing ovation forming in this brand new stadium.
And Graf says, okay, I lost my first set.
Well, streaks are meant to be broken, and no one deserves to win 55 straight sets on the WTA Tour. Nobody. So it's over. I'm sure.
Yeah, I think I had a chance there. She played very well when I was 5-4 up and 6-5, and she hit some very good returns. And in the second try, when I was 6-5, I had a good chance there in a backhand volley. She had an easy shot there. But I'm pretty satisfied with the game. I think it was a very good match. She played very good, and I played very good too.
It was a wonderful match. Would there be anything you would change as you think back?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. It was very close all the time. I don't think there was something that I had to change. Probably go a little bit more to the net the first set. But I think it was a good match for me.
Could you have played serve and volley a little more?
Not so much. I think I'm going to have to hit a little bit harder the serve. Probably that was one of the advantages she had.
Well, muchas gracias. Wonderful to bring Argentina into the final. Gracias. Suerte. And now a woman who's been here before. Welcome back, champion.
Thank
you. You double faulted. 4-5, and she serves for the match. Were you discouraged? What was going through your mind then?
Well, she attacked the serve a lot, and that's why I think I was trying to risk it, and I tried too much with the serve, and that's by a double fault, and gave her the chance to serve it out. But I kind of said to myself, just step in, hit the ball, and just see what happens. And I did it well. I had a lot of courage, I think, to do it and try. And it worked for me.
You did it on match point, certainly. We saw you in Paris. That was not very good Graf in Paris against Sanchez Vicario. What is the difference in that short span of time?
I worked hard. I worked really hard to play well here. And I think I tried to relax a bit more than usual. And just, I was playing so well before the tournament started, and I said, if I keep playing this like that, I mean, I just have to go out and enjoy it as I'm doing it. And I came on the court, and it worked all the time. So I'm happy about it.
Did you worry about her beating you the last 5 times you've played, beating you when you got into the third sets, that hang on you?
I know it's going to be really tough, and again, after winning the first set and having an early break twice actually, and she coming back, I know it's going to be very difficult to get it over with, but I said I can just try, and I've lost a few close games, so for once it was my turn.
Was this a signal to your colleagues of the women's circuit that Steffi has returned?
Oh, I think I've done pretty well the last few weeks now, and I hope to continue it. And
marijuana when she was arrested earlier this week. Tom Weinberg.
Carrillo, and how about Steffi Graf? You spent a bit of time with her yesterday. We will see some more of what you said to her and what she said in reply. She has, what, the dominator, I guess is what we're calling her.
I guess that's pretty fair to say. She hasn't dropped a set since last November. 26 matches in a row without the loss of a set actually ties a record that Monica Seles had about 4 years ago. It was finally stopped in the second round of the French Open by Helen Keller. What that streak means more than anything else to me, Cliff, is that Graf is like Seles. I mean, she can lose serve every now and then, but she can just return so big. No one holds serve enough against Steffi Graf, and that's the Women's Tennis Association players, to her biggest problem. You got to hold serve.
Question is whether Lindsay Davenport, because she hits the ball pretty hard, is going to have any success today. Let's find out. I was interested in what you were saying the other day, Betsy Nagelson, about the fact that women's tennis has really changed. In fact, it's a little bit more like men's tennis now. They're really beginning to hit the ball a lot harder.
Cliff, the big hitters are really coming through in the top of women's tennis, and Steffi Graf possesses, the most feared shot in women's tennis, and that's her forehand. And that's how and why she's been able to dominate so much. It's working well for her. Quick feet, quick hands, and she controls balls out of the middle of the court better than anybody out there. But she's up against someone who can equally hit power shots. I mean, Lindsay Davenport is so capable of punishing shots and hitting winners against the best players in the world. We'll see if she can do that today.
Best of 3 sets. This is Steffi Graf to serve, first point of the match. Lindsay Davenport in the semifinals of the women's singles.
The real question, will Lindsay Davenport be able to, get in position? She must be in position to hit her shots. When she is, she hits the ball so cleanly.
That is a very good question that must be answered today by the 17-year-old, because, yes, she has all kinds of power, but, of course, Steffi Graf has that as well, and Steffi moves so much better than anyone in women's tennis.
40-love Graf, first game.
Graf has just been so devastating on serve. She's in her quarterfinal match against Kimiko Date. She only lost 6 points on serve.
Graf, an easy first game for her. 1 game to love in the first set. We'll be right back after this. One game away from getting a set of Steffi Graf, and nobody's done that all year.
In fact, nobody's had a lead of this
magnitude. I'm all a tingle. Good heavens, we've actually got a match for this woman. Graf has been enjoying such a purple patch of gorgeous tennis for months in a row now. This second set has stopped that. A little help from Lindsay Davenport. That's a pity. She was right on top of it.
She's really starting to take control of points now and dictate, and that's a bad miss for Lindsay, just because it's setting a precedent here out in the second set. The fact that, you know, hey, I can stay in here with
she
you.
Could have stayed. She was gone in the first set. She could have stayed away, and she didn't. She hung around and allowed.
That says a lot about her, you know, her attitude and her, you know, mental abilities. I think she's.
I used to just, if I were having a bet, I mean, I just want to slink away.
I think one of the worst feelings an athlete can have while trying to perform is a feeling of embarrassment.
Yeah, of course.
And how you deal with that. And Lindsay has really shown that she's, you know, it's not gonna bother. She's just gonna hang in there.
30-15.
Covered it.
Got it. 30-all makes that volley that she missed look a little bigger now, doesn't it? She'd had a couple of break points and with that set points, but it's 30-all.
Well, Davenport's doing a good job of hugging the baseline, so you know, she's got a lesser distance to cover to get this drop shot, and she does a good job of getting there with enough height on the ball to get a winner.
Set point for Davenport. Oh. Steffi Graf, throttling back is not in her vocabulary. Take a look at this. She takes nothing off either one of these.
And again, you can just see the footwork. She never stops moving, and she's always in an aggressive position. She always gets that hop, and it's kind of an insurance policy that she will keep the ball out in front.
Deuce.
Again, it's this powerful serve of Steffi Graf, the weapon that she has that enables her to get weak returns, and that's why she's so dominating. Good depth from Davenport. In fact, she's had good depth all along, and now she's got more speed on the shots, too. And Graf is being forced to be patient, try to work the points out, and she loves to end points quickly, Steffi Graf.
Deuce.
Lindsay Davenport is a big, tall, strong teenager. You can't bang her off the court like you can so many other women tennis players. So she gets to stay right up on the baseline and bang away herself. She doesn't give away a lot of court. And there she was, not that far beyond the baseline, and Graf was still able to hit a cold winner past her.
I think Lindsay was looking for the cross court. She got wrong-footed. But she has a very flat game, Lindsay Davenport, so she doesn't have, you know, loop. She doesn't back behind the baseline to loop the ball back. She stays right there.
Jane Tabor overruling that when she called it a fault. It wasn't called by any lines person, so she'll serve a second serve here. Game point for Graf.
continues to, work away at the Graf backhand. It's always been her weaker side, obviously, but Steffi Graf has been steadier on it. It's not a weakness at all.
One sails along, you started to say backhand at the moment, my good buddy Vic Braden. He always used to call it backhand. Forehand and a backhand. Okay. Game point, Graf. Very unfortunate. Look at him. Graf for now 15 in the second set. Davenport making a lot of errors. Another one on the return is served. Or in the second set, serving for the second set. I am told that I have to say, you may have heard it before, hang on to your hats, everybody. This is a big game coming up. Mary Carilla and Brian Williams in the truck.
And there are some hats out here to hang on to. Look at that one. Hang on, everybody. Steffi Graf in real danger of actually dropping a set.
And the crowd looking for Lindsay Davenport to play a big game here. 17-year-old. Very mature point. 15 love.
What poise Lindsay Davenport showed in that point. And what variety, too. This is the short one. We missed the deep one. And then Lindsay got 2 points in a row, hit a short one, opened up the court, moves in. She sees the ball sitting in the air, sneaks in behind it because she didn't get a quick jump on it, and plays a winning volley. Frustration.
I think she was unhappy about a call early on in the point. She did the right thing. She played it out and then expressed her dismay after it was all over. 15 love. Remember that Lindsay Davenport, just 17 years old, has really only been playing for real on the tour just over a year. So experience is a factor here for her. This is a tight situation, serving for the settings Graf. 15 all.
Nice big serve. Another one. 95 miles an hour, but more than the speed was the depth of that serve. Graf mishit that right off her hip.
Double fault.
Hasn't done that for a while. That's her fifth. First couple of games, service games of Davenport, she had 4. And then she calmed down.
Another jamming serve draws yet another error to give Lindsay Davenport second set point.
Long.
That's the call Steffi was looking for before, wasn't she?
Yep. Deuce.
Davenport's been getting great depth off her ground strokes, and that's been frustrating for Graf because she's, she has to be patient. She has to work the point around.
Break point coming up.
That's awesome, actually. There was a time that Steffi Graf would not even think about a shot like this. There's that quickness. She just flicks that wrist and is able to stay in points with the quick hands. But here's the disguise on the backhand. It looked like a slice that was going to go deep, and you can see the pump fist. She does not want to lose a set. I think Heinz liked that one.
Well, she said that in the last several years, Heinz Guttenhardt has really added variety to her game. That's out of here.
There's the break for Graf, so we're even in the second set, 5 games all.
You've already mentioned, Betsy, that just last week at the Virginia Slims in Florida, Sanchez Vicario had 2 set points in the second set against Steffi Graf and was not able to convert. Davenport's now had 2, and she's 0 for 2.
A lot of people who are enjoying this great sport of tennis here in sensational weather. They're watching Lindsay Davenport serving 5-6. Love 15.
She dropped 8 straight points after failing to convert on those 2 set points.
And she did it by trying to take control and be aggressive. She moves in. She's done this pretty well. She's missed a few easy volleys earlier on, but not now. I think she's good at the net when she gets up there. Another foot fault. That's the second one. Lindsay, third foot fault. She stands awfully close and then takes a little hop.
Coming up next, Stefan Edberg, who you'll foot fault a couple of 3-4 times in the match too, against Agassi. Oh! 15-30, 2 points from the match for Graf. Lindsay Davenport's camp, 2 points from leveling this at 6 games all in a tiebreak. All.
Another huge serve. She just hung right in there and hit an equally hard shot after the serve.
Oh, that is a... Talk about heavy shots. That's another one hit very flat, not far from the net. And she hits a winner, and it's 6 games all. Tiebreak time, 1-7 with a 2-point lead will win the second set. This is the first time, let me repeat, that Steffi Graf has been forced to a tiebreaker this year.
And a great effort, Mary, as you mentioned. I mean, to lose those 8 straight points and come back and still be at 6-all, still be in the second set after having 2 set points, losing it, and you think, there goes my one and only chance.
She recovered.
And she recovered. Ace number 3.
Yep.
Well, when you come in against Steffi Graf, you had better mean it.
That landed just too short. The approach.
Graf called her on it. By the way, if you talk to her, call her Stephanie Graf.
She likes that.
Yep, very much. An ace, the first of the day. What a time to pull one off. Now 2-1 in this tie break. Yeah, she really does. When you talk to her on the phone, she'll say, "This is Stephanie." This, she thinks Steffi's kind of childish. Yeah. Unfortunately for her, she's left behind quite a body of work, and too many of us are going to remember us as remember her as Steffi.
Maybe after her tennis life is finished, long gone, maybe everyone then can call her Stephanie.
guys are dreaming. She will always be the tennis player. It's like Rod Laver, you know, when you see him walk around, what is he but the man who won 2 Grand Slams?
I always think of him as Rodney. 3-1 for Graf. That stayed in. Now 4-1. The interesting thing is that Steffi is going out with a race car driver, Michael, whose name is Michael Bartels. And Michael, her brother, is going out with Stephanie Ray. So she says it's very confusing. There's Stephanies, there's Michaels. If her brother marries Stephanie Ray, there'll be 2 Stephanie Grafs. It'll be very complicated.
And they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Missed it, so Graf. The crowd don't like that, but it was long.
Yeah.
They'll change in 5 games to 1 now, Graf leading. Make that 5 points to 1 in the tie-break second set. 6-love Graf won the first set.
A couple of unforced errors in this tie-break from Lindsay Davenport and a couple tentative approaches. And as Mary said, if you come in against this player here, you have to come in with total conviction.
Sincere.
Yeah, you have to really...
So she has a handful now of match points. Davenport saves 1. 6-2. Davenport will serve 2. Fidgeting a little bit now. Heinz Gundhard is Graf's coach. That is long, and Steffi Graf is through to the final of the Lipton. She has still not lost a set, although she could not have come much closer to losing a set to Lindsay Davenport here, second set in a tiebreak.
And I think the good news really here for Lindsay Davenport is the fact that she was totally overwhelmed in the first set, but was not at all intimidated, and has really confirmed the fact that, you know, she's here to stay. She is a force to be reckoned with on the women's tour, and really can only get better.
It's amazing to me that I agree with you. All due credit to Lindsay Davenport for not going away when Steffi Graf was just annihilating her in the first set. The second set that Graf played, and again, some of it was because of Davenport, but the second set was really the sloppiest set I've seen her play all year, and it only makes me think that she's going to be very, very tough to beat in the final because she's going to be aggravated herself. Tanisha cleaning up. Bad news for whomever wins the women's semifinal tonight.
That will be between Zvereva and Brenda Schultz. Coming up next, it is Andre Agassi of the USA and Stefan Edberg, the number 2 seed.